Hello everyone, Reed back here with the final episode of my Monster Hunter playthrough. This time we're going to be taking on Jhen Mohran. He's the sort of final boss of the village quests. It's the last quest you get, and it sort of wraps up the main story, I guess, but I don't know. So this is the big monster fight of the game. I think, I want to say every Monster Hunter had it, but I can't say that for certain. I know at least Free Me Night had it. Obviously, this one did. 3U has it also. Of course, it's the same monster, so it's not. I think it goes by generations, so I'll let this play out. Alright, so that's Jhen Mohran. It's kind of a big whale, narwhal looking thing. And it's in the sand, so you're in this sea of sand place. And it's not a very hard fight once you sort of know what's coming and what to do. You're much more at risk of the boat actually breaking and you failing the mission that way than actually dying. So it's not so much challenging, it's just, I don't know, it's sort of, you have to be pretty tactical, I guess, with your decision making and what you do to keep the boat alive. That's pretty much your main concern, more so than keeping yourself alive. I mean, you have 3 lives essentially, and it's not, this is very much, you're not going to need it for this fight, at least in the village. Maybe later on when it gets a little bit harder, but not at the start for sure. So what I'm doing here is just using the ballistas to try and break the tusks. This fight's broken up into 2 sections. There's this sort of sailing section, and there's a section where you're stopped, and you can go up and hit it and sort of break its arms and stuff. That's the last half of the fight. If you notice up in the top left corner, the clock's only at 30 minutes instead of the usual 50. So it's sort of divided by time as opposed to damage or something like that. So here, this was me being kind of stupid, and I thought I could get out of the way in time for it to not get hit by that attack. But I wasn't, and usually what I would have done there is either use the ballista binder, which is that yellow shot thing, or use the gong to stun it so it wouldn't hit the boat. And also both of those do damage. Oh no, the ballista binder doesn't do damage, the gong does though. And if you hit it, I think there's a few times when you can hit it that does extra damage, and it's really good, but I didn't worry about that too much since this fight's kind of a joke, honestly. In terms of sort of bosses go, I guess it's a little bit weak. I mean, in Free Me Night you had Lao Shan Lung, and he was hard. You had to be prepared, but at the same time, a lot of the monsters in Free Me Night were really hard. So your perception is kind of skewed, I guess. So what I'm trying to do here is break this rock thing that just broke there, and then I'm gonna put a anti-dragon bomb inside. Not because that's what you're supposed to do, but it's sort of just how I learned to do it, so that's what I do. What I probably should be doing is putting them up near the tusks to try and break those, but it's not a big deal. The reason it's not a big deal where you really place the bombs is because pretty much no matter where they hit, they do a fixed amount of damage, so it's going to do 50 damage no matter where it hits. It can hit the arm, and do the same amount as if it hit in its weak. Also, those sort of open rock crevice things are like the second weakest point on this thing. The first weakest is inside the mouth, which takes a good 90, or I think it's 90 at least. 90% of your weapon damage, which is a ludicrous amount. Like, most other places take less than 50. Like, a weak point takes 60. Like, this is a mega weak point. I'm not entirely sure that it's exactly 90, but I have a good idea that's where it is. I know Kieran's horn in Free Me Night, and well, at least in Free Me Night, excuse me, his horn took 90% also, and so, but of course the horn is really hard to hit. Sort of the same with this, like, you don't really get a lot of shots at its mouth. You only really get 1 or 2, depending on how long the fight goes, in the final showdown, which is where you can run up and hit stuff. Sorry about that. Hopefully that's not too loud. I apologize if it is. So their first tusk is broken. That's pretty much just my goal for this section, is break both tusks. So there I tried to get a shot in the mouth, but it didn't work. But yeah, my goal is kind of just to break both tusks. That's about it. And then I'll break the arms in the final showdown section. And that's pretty much all the breakables on it, besides the back pieces also, I guess. But I don't think you really get anything for that. But yeah, I mean, as a whole, this monster is very easy. Although its equipment is really good, at least in this game. Not so much later, but... Sorry, I've got a little bit of something stuck in my throat, I don't know what that's from, but... yeah. Not so much later. I kind of forgot what I was talking about. So here, this is stupid. Just, as you can see, I get like sucked down through it and then just run off. I was kind of pissed about that. I mean, not that it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose now, but yeah, it's a bummer. Like, anytime I'm spent not on it, hitting it is time kind of wasted, essentially. But oh well. So I just come back up and then hop right back on as it puts its tusks back down. So here I figured I'd just get a few hits in while I'm waiting for it to do its stuff. And I didn't realize this when I did it. Also, you can roll through that attack. But I didn't realize when I did it, but I didn't put the other barrel bomb down. Oh no, I remember what I was thinking. And that did way more damage than I thought. But I was like, oh crap, I didn't mean to use that one. I need to, when I use the gong to knock it over, I can put it inside its mouth and it'll do a ton of damage. And that's sort of why they give you the big or barrel bomb pluses in addition to the anti-dragon bombs. I think the thinking is that you put the anti-dragon bombs on each tusk to break those, and then you use the large barrel bomb once you knock it over in the final shot. I'm not entirely sure on that. That sort of seems to be how it's meant to go. So here, instead of moving towards the tusks, I figure I'll just try and get as much damage in the weak point here as I can. And I'm in no real danger here. I can't get hit by rocks, and that's kind of the only thing that can really do to hurt me, besides the throw off move, which kind of sucks, honestly. Like, you know, you can still like land on it, but you'll just clip through it. And I think that's kind of dumb. Like, I'd much rather have it just it sinks back into the same fly off that way, as opposed to you going like being thrown off and then having to tumble back. And yeah, I don't know. That's just personal preference, though. So there I check the ship integrity, So it's 65%, which is not bad. It starts, of course, at 100. Now here, I thought it was doing the big smashdown attack that it can sometimes do, I think. But no, that's a bummer. And the Ballista Binder didn't even stick, which also kind of sucks. So now, move into sort of phase 3 of the first phase. So like phase C, I guess. Phase 1C. And this is where it tries to like ram you head on. And you can use the Dragonator to spear it. When I first did this, I had a lot of trouble. Well, obviously I had a lot of trouble keeping the ship alive, but because I kind of sucked at this game. To be completely honest. I had a lot of trouble actually spearing it when you're supposed to. Because if you do it too early, you miss. If you do it too late, the ship gets hit. So, for a while there, I could get it so I'd spear it a little bit too late. So what I'm going to do here is I just hit the thing right as it surfaces the second time. And then it should get hit. And I don't get hit, and we're all good. Anti-static damage. And I can go back to getting ballista shots. These ballista shots are limited. Man, really have something stuck in my throat. Also, I'd never seen this before. This was weird. Mostly because it's facing the wrong way. Like, that's not normal. That's not the way it is in 3. So there I broke the other tusk. That was really good. I'm not sure about that because, like, I didn't hit it, the tusk, really at all. I hit it a couple times with my weapon, but... Oh, I guess I did the explosions, too. I didn't think about that. I was like, huh, that went really fast. But now, we're moving into the final showdown, I believe, or at least coming up real soon here. But, also those fucking Daleks. So, I moved here because I thought I was going to ram the ship, or jump over, and I believe, I used to think at least, I'm pretty sure this is wrong now, that if you bang the gong when it's in the air over you, it will do a ton of damage and like stun it or something. But that's not the case. So here it just sort of slowly walks towards you, and then you have to sort of defend the ship, kind of. I checked the ship integrity, still the same. This is the part, like the hardest part of this section in particular is actually keeping the ship alive. Because this is where it's going to do most of its damage, if it's going to, like this is where you're going to lose, if you're going to lose. But besides that, this part's pretty easy. Like, it's just a little bit annoying, because there's an invisible wall that starts behind, and you can't, like, hit the arms, or hit it in general, while it's there. So, that was a bit of a bummer. Also, you're safe on its sides, almost entirely. I mean, you'll see it a little bit later, but that you're not quite so much, but for the most, there's only a few things that can hit you. One is when it moves its arms like this, as it kind of almost happened there. So, yeah, if you get hit while it's moving forward, it'll hurt you a good deal. And then it has a tusk sweep attack, like it did on the ship, but, so there, it sort of stepped on me, and that's not a big deal. And that's the tusk sweep attack, which, like, really close to hit. And then on the paw thing on the way back also hit me, which I was happy that it didn't. Also, there's this move, which is a slam, and I think I broke its arm. That's what it looks like, at least. So I move on to the next arm, and just sort of, you know, be very... I fought this thing a lot. I mean, when I first played this game, I made the armor, and I made the weapon. I don't know if I made all of the weapons, but I made most of them. I at least made the switch X. I think I made the gun lance also, because there's a glitch with the gun lance in this game that kind of makes you vulnerable, and it's a little bit cheesy. I don't remember if I used it or not, or actually if I knew about it, but that's beside the point. So here, you know, just wail on the second arm. Not a lot to say about this. The biggest concern in this section is not so much dying, but just keeping the ship alive, as I've said before. This part is very, very unfortunate. So I get hit by the arm. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that sucks. I'm not very hurt, though, so I figure, oh, I'll just keep going. And then, to reload. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I move in, and then it does the tusk sweep. I get hit by the hand again. I'm like, well, damn, that sucks. So this is where I was stupid. So then, you know what hits me? The, like, tail of all things. Ugh, that was, like, shame for shame. But this guy's pretty hard to die on. But, I mean, it's kind of good that that happened. Because now, I mean, I completely whiffed that ballista shot, but now I can sort of use the weapons on the boat. And you have all the same weapons. You have the Dragonair, you have the Gong, and you have the Ballista Minder and the cannon. And that's primarily how you're going to do a lot of your damage. So check ship integrity again. Hasn't gone down. So I learned something new, that apparently the rocks don't hurt it. Because when it does that rock shoot, it will hit the ship with a rock. So there, when it goes for the belly slam, spirit, it does a ton of damage. And then hop back on the ballista, and give it a few more shots. And boom, done. That's Jhen Mohran. So I skipped the last cinematic also, because I need to get to carve in this thing, if I want to get all the carves. You can't get all the carves. The mouth and the body are separate carves, because you can get the, you can carve the mouth while it's still alive. Like, you'll knock it over and it's like mouth hangs open. You can climb in there, do damage to it and stuff. But my main concern is getting all the body carves, because that's how you get most of the rewards for this thing, is body carves. I think you get 4 or 5, which is a good deal. I mean, Durambros you get 4. That's a big ass monster. Also, Lao Shanlong and Freedom Unite, I think you got 10 in total, but it had 3 sections, like 9 or 10, maybe 8 actually. It had 3 sections that you had to like work your way through to carve out, and it was a giant mess. Because depending on where you killed it, you might not even get it, and that's like, well, shit, I lost half of my rewards. But that was Jhen Mohran. And that's also the end of the series. I hope you enjoyed it. Also, very sorry about getting this video out a day late. I had classes and stuff. Whatever. You don't want to hear that excuse again. But, so for now, I don't think I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter or anything. I don't know what I have coming up next, but I hope you enjoyed the series at least. I'll have Dark Souls 2 when that comes out in a month or 2. Whenever the PC version comes out, that's when I'm going to be playing. Maybe might try to stream on Twitch. Also, I was going to go into the bathhouse and do some posts, but things went weird. And the video's coming to an end now, so... Alright, well, I guess we have a lot more time. Just for some reason, I don't know, weird things happened, like, with this. Like, yeah, just black screen. So, anyways, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure had fun playing it. Look out for Dark Souls 2 stuff, maybe a stream. I don't know what I'll stream, but I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching.